Right then, the Ferrari 499P, the new GTP LMDH, whatever you want to call it, car is in iRacing, and quite frankly, this is going to be a little bit of a saviour for me because I really want to like these LMDHs, and because I may have mentioned once or twice on streams that I like the Audi R18 LMP1 class.
I've mentioned it about as many times as I've mentioned the Audi R18 this year, which I miss dearly. iRacing, can we have the Audi R18 back, please?
I've written several emails to the Greg's owner and he hasn't listened to me in the slightest. It's much like iRacing and the Audi R18. There's something I love dearly and they just take it away from me. It's not fair. No, Jack, there's another better car that they could put with the GTEs, which they're not going to because they're scared. But I know a car they should put with the HBD that will make it popular. Facts. It starts with L.
So obviously, I want this car to be as fun to drive as what I found the LMP1 class. It's got big shoes to fill in my opinion, so we took it to Daytona to have a go around, and these are my first thoughts. Hope you enjoy. Right, a lot is riding on this car. I want to be able to like this car. I've been quite vocal in the history of GTPs, LMDHs, that I don't like them that much because obviously the beloved LMP1 class was a much better race car. I want to like this car. I want to like this car. And one note, this does not have the bump start that the Caddy and some of the other GTPs have got. This hybrid system works a little bit differently. It's a four-wheel drive. Well, when I say it's a four-wheel drive hybrid system, it's basically it's an electric motor on the front axle that only kicks in at a certain speed. So it doesn't have it out the corners like some of them on the rear axle. It will get it at a higher speed, which I think is 140 kilometers. Or 160, I'll put up on screen just to confirm. But I think you can hear it. Did you hear that whine kick in? So normal engine. There. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I like that already. But yeah, I'm really hoping I like this car. And you can probably see the battery is going down at that point. I like the de-acceleration noises. I like that. Oh, this is quite pointy. I'm just on a fixed iRacing Daytona setup. It's probably very grippy. But yeah, it sounds good. It's very smooth. But then again, it's a fixed iRacing setup, so it's probably going to be smooth, isn't it? But yeah, I just want to do a few laps and see what base I feel like. I haven't driven GTPs, but at all, really. And I think we'll take the esports line around here, won't we, like that? Oh, okay, actually wants to try and turn in for me. Thanks, appreciate that. Yeah, I love the sound of that hybrid kicking in. That is awesome. Being a big nerd. Oh yeah, that's fun. So we don't have the performance of the braking like my beloved LMP1 class. By the way, leave a comment of how many times I actually mentioned LMP1, excluding that time that I just mentioned it there. It's going to be a lot. Because I used to love that class. It was bloody awesome. But I love the hybrid kicking in halfway through. That's awesome. That's never going to get old. Also, battery usage isn't too bad. I mean, normal, if I was in the Caddy down here, I'd be down in the 70% on, like, the second lap, and I'm still, like, high 80s at the minute. Yeah, okay, that... I'm trying to not... I have driven a GTP around here in preparation for this. I just did a practice session, and I did, like, a 30... I don't know what I did, a 30-something. It wasn't that quick, but it wasn't the slowest either. And I just found like it was very reluctant to turn in. But this actually kind of feels like it's actually quite responsive. It does actually want to turn in.
Time was at 134.2.
Yeah, you can still proper overdrive it. That's fine. Getting used to the brakes, that's absolutely fine. But again, it does seem quite drivable. I'm believe me, if it was poop, I would tell you it was poop. Because, as mentioned, LMP1 fan sitting here. But at the moment, I've got a smile on my face. because I really was hoping this was going to be my ticket back into top class, multi-class racing, if that makes sense. I think it's kind of got like LMP1 braking, where if you snatch the front brakes, obviously it's using the motor to regen, and since the motor's on the front axle, you need braking like an LMP1, which is very, very sort of light and long to get the regen. And that's probably why we're doing better on the battery as well, which is going to be interesting for Bop, because all the other GTPs, their hybrid system works very, very differently. Off track, but that's not really an off track. Yeah, I'm quietly happy with this. And as mentioned, I would say if it's poop, because I've not liked the GTPs before. I think I did a review of the LMDH, and I think in the review of that I was like, oh, it's not my favourite because I'm an LMP1 man. But this is kind of nice. So you get turn 1 right Daytona, and it's much easier. You can actually trail brake in this thing. That's nice. I love that you can hear the motor kick in. That is awesome. That is, yeah. It's a little bit nerdy, but it's quite nice.
Sector 1 time's okay.
Alright, I'm just going to shut up around here and turn up the volume of the engine. Yeah, okay. I'm quietly happy. I'm quietly happy. I'm glad I bought this. I don't know if I'm quick or not. This is going to be a 32.3, I think. I don't know if that's quick or not.
That lap time was 1:32.5. Sector 3 time is quick.
But yeah, I'm quietly happy. That is quite nice to drive. And weirdly, well, at the moment on this setup, obviously setup will change a lot depending on what the setup shops do to it and what they find with it. I'm finding when it kicks in, it doesn't seem to have any understeer on the front axle, and that was a big problem with the LMP1, where, I mean, the hybrid system was much more powerful in the LMP1s. They were like 400 horsepower on the front axle. It would understeer. As soon as you got on the boost, it would understeer. But obviously this doesn't have it coming out the corners. It only has it at a certain speed, so there's not very many corners that you're going to be coming out of to have it activated. Yeah, very fun. Very fun.